What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Happy Monday. Hello, Jen.
Hello.
How's it
Happy
going?
Monday. It's going very well.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I have a tea and I'm not freezing cold right this second.
All right, cool. I have a tea as well. Today, what we're talking about is not, I don't even know how to, I guess, what? Why are you laughing at me?
Because you don't even know how to word it. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, because at first it was about bullying, then it was about sort of mental health. And then really what I think it boils down to is just focusing on your own leadership and your abilities to like stay focused on
Yeah.
what's going on with you and how to interpret things. And
Tune out the noise.
yeah, where this came from was somebody posted online a couple weeks ago, maybe, that they were a year into running their business. Things were going great. They were having a lot of fun. They were finding some success. And then all of a sudden they started hearing that other salon owners around are attacking them and some staff that had moved on that this person said, I felt like it was a good thing when they left. Like they wanted to leave, so they left. There was no hard feelings. And then all of a sudden I'm finding out they're attacking me and saying things to clients. And then they heard past clients were saying things. And she said, this is where it takes a turn because at first I think toughen the fuck up. But then she wrote, or he wrote, I don't even remember, that it was taking a toll on their mental health and they weren't feeling very good about themselves. And I thought that is not cool at all. That's kind of where I draw the line. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little different because our staff will say like, hey, did you see? And then one of our other staff will say, no, he didn't. He does not watch social media. He does not pay attention to what other salons are doing or other businesses are doing unless he's looking into something. He does not follow the local New Hampshire salon drama or the local New England salon drama because he doesn't give a shit. I do not care what other people are doing. And I know that that is a different sort of mindset. So I want to respect that. I know not everyone is able to tune it out. If I've ever looked at your stories, for example, I promise you I hit it by accident. I do not watch your stuff. I don't care. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Now, I have a handful of people that I watch all the time because I find their stuff either valuable or entertaining or whatever. But for the most part, I don't follow. And I feel like even when I was in barbering school, people were like, you have to like post your work and you have to be part of the community, or else you won't be able to find a job. And I was like, bitch, I have my own job. Built my own business. I don't care what other barbers think about me. That is the lamest thing possible for me to spend time on.
We talk about this stuff all the time. You're judged either way, whether you're aware of it or not. Everyone's judging you for everything you do.
I guess.
So just be a good human and like yourself.
Yeah. Either way, judge me or not. But anyways, we're going to dive into a little bit of why that BS happens in this industry and probably every industry, to be honest. This isn't just a hair thing. I know we like to create these little micro things where we're like, this is so unique. No, it's not. It's not unique. Shut up. All right. As you can tell, I'm a little testy today. But anyways, we always start with our opening takes. So do you want to go first? Or?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm ready, prepared. So recently, I talk about this with our staff all the time, but it has definitely been a hot topic over the last few weeks, which is kind of the health and wellness of the staff, right? We went through there's just a ton of sickness around the holidays, and we have a young staff that I would say is growing into adulthood and sort of needing some guidance. Like, you got to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to feel like crap. And what I found over the last few weeks is most of them are just so used to feeling like crap, and what they think is taking care of themselves is actually not. So I had said the other day, you guys have to drink water. Or my question was, when's the last time you had water? And the pause. And I'm like, if you're pausing, that is way too long. And some of them were like, oh, I think it was yesterday. I'm like, even my 7-year-old knows you need water to survive. He tells us all the time. He actually says "furvive." It's really cute. But anyway, so the conversation went on like, you guys have to start drinking more water. You have to eat better and you have to move. And like, well, I move all day when I'm behind the chair. And I'm like, no, that's your normal life move. You need to go for a walk. I don't care what you do, but something outside of what your regular job does, you need to move more than that. You need to pack your food, healthy snacks, and just pay attention. So one of the girls came in yesterday and she was like, Jen, I've been drinking water, packing my food, and I feel so much better. I didn't realize how awful I felt. And she's like, you must feel amazing. You drink like all the water, whatever. They're like, how do you feel when you don't drink that much water? I'm like, I don't know. I bring a cooler to work. I pack my food. I drink my water. I do the same in my life outside of the salon. But basically, if you're feeling like crap and always like, wow, I just feel so tired and I don't feel 100%, check your diet, check your water intake, check your movement. Those few things, if you make some changes, even if they're small changes, you will feel so much better. And if you're a stylist behind the chair that's starting to grow your clientele, you need to do these things to have longevity in your day and show up with the energy that is needed to do your job, to talk to clients, and keep your mind creative and open. Drink some
Excellent
water.
advice.
Thanks.
All right. My opening take is about partnerships. And I always see this stuff that's like, don't have a partner, or if you have a partner, make sure that you're doing 50%. And if you have a partner, do this. And I think that's the wrong way to look at it, because just like any other partnership, it can't be 50-50. 50-50 does not work. When you're 50-50, and what I mean by 50-50 is when you think about it as 50-50, you're thinking in your head, it needs to be even. You're thinking, are they pulling their own weight? Are they doing enough? Are we doing equal amounts of work? Instead, a solid partnership should be 100-100, because that's what you should be focusing on. Both sides need to give everything that they can, not equal. It's the same with a marriage. Look at how many times, Jen, has something come up in our marriage. I can't think of something off the top of my head, so maybe not that often, but no, it happens. And it happens when you're boyfriend, girlfriend. It happens when you're married. It happens, whatever. When something comes up, and if both people weren't giving 100%, things would probably fail.
Right. You got
Things
to be
would
all
break.
in.
Yeah, you have to be all in. So this whole 50-50 mindset is why people are making bad choices when it comes to partnerships. It's not having a partner is bad. It's not understanding what you're doing is always bad. So we talk about that every episode. When you don't know what you're doing,
Bad stuff happens.
bad stuff happens. You have to be able to figure that out. So when you have that 100-100 mindset, there's no questions, because you can't be 100% all the time. So if I know for a fact that Jen's giving 100% of whatever she's working on with our business, I don't have to check anything. I don't have to, whenever she handles certain aspects of our business that she's responsible for, those are on her roles and tasks. I don't need to follow up. I know that she's giving it all she's got. When something falls on my plate, Jen knows that if I need help, I'll ask for it. We had something recently where I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do it, because I was just frustrated, and I knew Jen would be able to pick it up. Again, she didn't question. She wasn't like, no, well, I did the last one or whatever. We need it to be even.
Mm.
Now, maybe one day she's exhausted and she's not operating at 100%. Maybe she's just giving whatever she can give. There's no problem, because I know she's giving what she can give. If there's a day where you're really off and you're like, I'm operating at like 25%, maybe don't make any major decisions that day, but do whatever. Do what you can do to help your business partner. That's how it should be looked at. And I hope that I always give the same to her. I hope that if I'm not on my A game every single day, which I'm not, who's on their A game every single day? I hope that she knows that if she needs something, I'm still there and I still got it. I still got her. I still got the business. I think that's how people can get over this whole. I actually read a thread on that. I think it was today or yesterday. That was like, I think I should have a business partner, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. And people were like, don't do it. Don't do it. It never works. It never works. I'm like, there are business partnerships that work. It's just done by people that know what they're doing. If you have two people that don't know what they're doing, you don't set up an actual business. You don't have foundations. You're not working towards the same goals. Of course, it's not going to freaking work, because no one knows what's happening. We've watched that.
I've been through it.
You've been through it, yeah.
I've had people ask, like, since, my last partnership just ended really poorly, but to what Todd's saying, it wasn't set up to be a business. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have a partnership agreement. We didn't have what we would do at the end when someone wanted to leave. So I have people all the time like, you would probably never have a partner again. And they don't consider Todd as a partner because we're married. So we knew what we were getting into. We knew each other and whatever. And I said, I don't think it's a bad thing to have a partner. I think it's a bad thing if you don't set the business up correctly for the partnership with a legal agreement, with a lawyer, playing out all the scenarios. That's the stuff you need to do. And generally when people go into a business, only from what I know in the salon world, they're like, I don't have enough money right now to like have a lawyer sign an agreement for us. So we'll just figure it out when we get there, which is what I did with my last partner. And let me tell you, it was a hot mess at the end. Everybody lost. It was just more hardships than needed to be if we had done it the right way in the beginning. So to me, if you're thinking about having a partner, make sure you have a lawyer and you go through all of the things that need to be done to set that business up before it gets started so that you're all set through it and at the end.
Yes. Partnerships.
I just dove into your opening take, but anyway,
okay.
Here we are.
Have at it. All right. See you next week. All right. Let's talk about attacks.
Have a great day. Attacks. Yes, let's do it.
A past business mentor of mine. I was trying, but you cut me off.
I'm pretty good at that too, actually.
A past business mentor of mine told me the moment that you plant your flag is the moment they attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. So what do I mean by plant your flag? The moment that you're visible. So usually criticism's not going to show up when you're small, when you're just starting out, when you're quiet, if you're struggling, if you're behind, if you're failing, but pretending to be ahead, stuff like that. Okay. No one's attacking you there. It shows up when you are visible, when you become something, when you're shaking things up, when you're different, because people are really afraid of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Every salon should be run the exact same. If it's not, then it scares me because that's different. That's a lot of people's mindset. Attacks show up when you're growing. And attacks show up, I wrote this, but when you're doing something that's outside of the norm, outside of that standard industry, perception of how things should be. And if you think about it, those are good things.
Yeah.
When you're doing those things, you should be proud of those things because you're actually accomplishing something. And we'll get into why people attack people in a second, but you should know that nobody that's doing more than you is attacking you. It's just not how it goes.
Yeah.
People don't attack down. So think of stuff like that. When you're getting attacked, it means that you've challenged something somewhere. You maybe have proven something is possible that somebody else maybe didn't think was possible or they couldn't achieve, they failed at. So they're attacking you because whatever, maybe it's something they wanted to do. How many times have we seen people that'll say things like, why I did that first though? What difference does it make? You don't get an award for being first.
Right.
I mean, in some stuff, maybe you do. I'm sure you do somewhere, but when you're getting attacked, it means somebody's noticed you. You're shaking things up. They're uncomfortable. So what do? They attack. It's a reflection of them, right? That's that saying. If somebody's mean or rude or whatever, attacking somebody, it's a reflection of them, not you.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% true here.
Yeah. And one to remember. We get attacked all the time. I'm used to it.
I don't even hear stuff like.
I don't hear most now, but I would say a few years ago when we were really building the team and getting busier and definitely were more visible, like I think, yeah, just a lot of things. There was just a lot of chatter. And honestly, I took it as a compliment. I'm like, we're doing great things and we're moving in a great direction and have at it. Or ask for some help and we can show you how to do it.
Yeah, how many times do we put that out there?
Yeah, all the time. I don't take it personal anymore. I look at ahead, what are we doing next? And we move forward with the team. And sometimes when we're attacked, the team gets upset and we have to just be like, guys, it doesn't matter. We're doing great things. And we have to, get them to be still looking forward and not worried about what's happening behind us because we are steaming ahead and we will continue to do that.
Yeah, I have had people, not for a while, but I have had people show me things. They're like, you have to see this is what this person said. And I'm like, I really don't care. Thanks for looking out. But
right. Because it hurts their feelings. That's why they're sharing it. Right.
I'm not going to do anything with that information because that person is irrelevant to everything that I'm doing. So yeah, I like it, I guess. Maybe I should pay more attention to it because when people are silent, that's probably because you're invisible to them.
Mm-hmm. Or when you're getting that, like, you go, girl, that's because they're ahead of you probably, and they're like, oh, you just made me feel really great because like I'm doing great and you're not. That's part of it too.
Yeah. So, well, so why does it suck? So this person was talking about their mental health, which is not cool.
Yeah,
It's not
clearly
cool.
they're hurt, their feelings are hurt, right?
They're
Taking it way too personal.
Yeah, they're hurt, and I absolutely hate that, and
Yeah,
I wrote a comment, and I was like, "You're not alone, you can do this," and then I even wrote, like, "If you need to, you should find somebody to talk to, whether it's a professional or a family member or another business owner that's a friend or something, because it's not okay when you start questioning mental health." And
absolutely.
I don't know, I just don't I guess I'm more like, I notice it more, I'm more receptive to it because I'm the opposite. Like, I am that old-fashioned sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt
Yeah,
me.
I was gonna say they're just words. I know they're hurtful, but they are just words. And I'm sorry, that person's probably just a jerk. And like you said, it's a reflection on them. If you're doing great things, just keep doing great things.
For sure. And I know it hurts, even if you're confident, even if you're like, no, I'm a confident person, like it's still, words can still be hurtful.
Hmm.
And I think that's okay. Because when you recognize that this person hurt me with these words, that's because you're a human being.
Right.
I'm not a psychologist, so I don't want to go woo woo here and get down into this, but I'm just trying to help people because I am aware that it happens. And to be honest, this hair industry is pretty catty.
Yep.
And there are a lot of people that just talk shit about people for no reason, talk shit about people that they don't even know.
Right.
And I've had people do that with me who are like, oh, this person sucks because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, I don't care. Like, keep your relationship with that person between you guys. I don't care. You don't have to tell me that. You thought I was going to be on your side? No, it's not how my brain works.
I think too, when people are bored or have nothing going on, it's like fun to just talk crap about people without even, I don't think, often realizing that they're doing it. And I think there's this camaraderie around like, let's all get together and talk about crap about all these people so we feel better. Yeah, you just look like a jerk.
Yeah, I definitely have that somewhere in my notes, the hive mindset. It's, yeah, it's easier to just pile on someone because you're like, oh, this person's cool. So I'll just be their friend and
Yeah.
talk smack about this other business or this other person, or this doesn't even have to be about business. This can be about anything, right? But
Hmm.
that's just how people are, because those type of people they're just followers. They're sheep. They're always going to be. And yeah, that's just the nature of the bully. I don't know why I look at it so differently. Like I want someone to pull up.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
Gen
I think
X.
too, both of
Maybe
us are
that's why.
just, we're
It's
in
when I
the,
was born.
yeah, we're also, I think, in just the mindset of like, I'm going to stick up for you. Like, as long as I should be sticking up for you, like, yeah, if you want to come at somebody near us, then we're just going to stick up for them. I don't know. I'm fine. Come after me then, not them.
Yeah. So back to the feelings part. I know that it hurts. I know that it feels unfair. It definitely makes you feel lonely, and it makes you question what you're doing. And at that point, you have to, I feel like people try to get into this where they're explaining themselves
Hmm.
or they're trying to clear their name, quote unquote. And none of that stuff needs to happen. You just kind of have to focus on doing you.
Yeah.
Your business is personal. It feels personal. You're the one that's putting everything up. You're the one that's excited about it. I can't tell you how many times that I've talked to a salon owner who said, you know, my staff just doesn't buy in. They don't do it how I do. Of course not. It's not theirs.
Right. They're never
They will,
going to.
they will never. They might get close. They might say they love it. They might do all this stuff. At the end of the day, they can leave at any time and go wherever they want and do whatever they want. And that's just the reality.
Right.
Now, will you get some people that absolutely buy into what you're doing? Yeah. And that's a special thing. And that's what everybody, all of us, hopefully out
Hmm.
there are working towards.
Right.
All right. Let's move into why is this happening? Because next in my notes actually was the hive mindset.
Yeah.
So the salon industry it's relatively small. It's really social. Like people love talking and everyone
Hmm.
thinks they're a therapist, right? You're not a therapist, first of all. I don't know who needs to hear that out there. Stop posting that stuff. You are not a therapist. Everyone talks about licensure, how licensure is so important, except if you're a therapist and then you can just be one. Makes no sense at all.
Right.
And then I think the hair industry, feels like connected, right? There's events that people go to, and then you run into other salons that are like-minded, and you talk to other business owners that are like-minded. And I think people just look for this sort of consensus to make themselves feel safe. And one easy, low-level thinking way to do that is to attack somebody else as a group. If I
Right.
get a group together and I start attacking another business owner, it feels pretty safe.
And oddly, some people feel good about that.
Yeah, for sure. Envy.
Yeah.
Envy is another one. So they wish they had what you had secretly, or they wanted to accomplish what you accomplished. And now that pisses them off because they tried to do that and they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You might have courage. You maybe are doing things that they don't have the courage to do. So they attack. I think
These are all great points.
I
Because I
think
think
it's
sometimes, especially if your feelings are hurt, you're coming from a place where you're just feeling low and maybe not realizing maybe you're being attacked because you're doing all the right things, or somebody wishes they were doing what you're doing, or somebody sees this and is like, wow, I tried that and I failed. It doesn't always have to make you feel worse. You'd be like, wow, I must be doing something right because I'm getting attacked. Like it's maybe just look at it differently and change your mindset.
I think too that when you're different, you represent something different,
Mm-hmm.
and that scares people. It represents
Yes.
that something can be that different than what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be the best. And so they're mad. They're not mad at you. They're mad at what you represent. You
Right.
represent something they're not.
And most people have a hard time asking for help. Hey, how did you get there? Will you show me? Instead, they'll just attack you.
Oh
When
no,
really there could be an alliance here. Like, hey, because I think you say this, like, just the more people like that can get together for great things, we help each other, we help everybody rise up. But unfortunately, most people go to the opposite and they get jealous and they try to bring everybody down. But if they came from a different place, like, wow, I want to do what you're doing. Do you mind showing me or helping me or giving me a piece of advice? But that can be very difficult for people to ask for help. It makes them feel small or like they don't know, when we've talked all the time. We all don't know, we don't know. And then you have to ask for help.
that leads into scarcity. That scarcity mindset. A lot of people think they just don't have the ability to see
Mm-hmm.
past. They think if one person is successful, they're failing. If someone's winning, they're losing.
Right. It's not
Even though
like
that's not how it works. It's That's zero sum thinking. And they're like, I always say to people too, I never look at carving out my slice of the pie. I look at things and go, how can we make the pie bigger?
yeah, again, just a different way to look at it. I love that.
And that, I think, turns your peers or colleagues or whoever into threats.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at them and someone else is doing something, whether it's they're fully booked and now their pricing could be off. They could still be losing money because
Right.
more than half of salons are losing money or breaking
Mm-hmm.
even. So you're mad at something that's not even real. So
Right.
this person is fully booked and you're not. So you go, what's wrong with me? And then you find reasons to hate on that person. Should have just stuck with what's wrong with me and
Mm-hmm.
figured it out.
But that's too hard.
I think for some people, it threatens their identity by having someone else be successful and do something. I guess that kind of fits under scarcity too. It
Mm-hmm.
challenges what they're doing. And then I think a lot of it breaks down to just flat old ego.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start hearing stuff like that person's lucky, that's why. That's ego. That's somebody's ego. Well, that person's greedy. That's why they have that stuff. That's why they built that business. They're greedy. Nope. Or you'll hear this, that person's fake. Really? You're trying to convince everyone I'm awful, but I'm fake.
It's
Right? I
also
mean,
wasted energy. Like, ugh, I don't want to sit in negativity. It's not fun. Takes too
well,
much effort.
what is it? Misery loves company.
Yeah, true. True, true.
So most people do, I guess.
Guess I don't surround myself with the miserable ones.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this is tough for people out there, and I know it's tough, but you've got to, it's the dangerous part isn't getting criticized. It's reacting the
Mm,
wrong way to the criticism, which
mhm.
would be something like shrinking or going back and kind of back into your hole, for lack of a better term there. That's the real risk. The real risk is someone talks smack about you, so you start playing smaller. You start hiding your wins. You start apologizing for growth. How many times do we see that online? Even with the stupid pricing posts, when people write that I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I have to do this. I have to raise my prices. I'm so sorry. Why are you apologizing like that?
Yeah, you should be celebrating it.
You're obviously growing enough to where you can raise your prices.
Mhm.
You should be celebrating, but someone told you that it wasn't okay.
Yep.
Someone out there bullied you, whether they meant to or not, into
Yeah.
thinking that you had a cap on how much you could charge for a haircut.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me.
Probably one client was like, "Well, I would never pay that," or one friend said to you, who probably you don't even do their hair, "I wouldn't pay that," and then all of a sudden now you come from a place of apology when you're
My
like,
thought,
"Fine, don't pay it. I don't have to do your hair."
oh, Jen, my thought was that someone posted that somewhere that doesn't even know you,
Yeah, true.
and you saw it, and you just took that as too much. So now you start over explaining. Now you start reacting publicly, and now you're editing like your vision. You're
Yeah.
changing things.
Lean
And
into it.
that's, yes, lean into it. That's the dangerous part of criticism, I guess, is
Mhm.
it's how you react to it. So what should you do? You need to be a strong leader. So great leaders, they're not out there fighting every comment on the internet. They,
They're probably not even reading the comments.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best leader in the world. I don't read any of the comments. I do.
No. You don't need to watch the train wreck as it's happening. Focus on what's next.
I don't even. So I had somebody ask me this. They DM'd me actually, and then we emailed back and forth a couple times. And this girl she was like, or woman, sorry, was like, I don't know if you read the comments under the threads when you offer advice, but all these other people were saying blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, I no, I don't. I
No,
just
because my
offer,
advice is my advice,
yeah, I
and I
just
stand
offer
behind
that.
it.
Yep, I just offer. Here's what we do. Sometimes I'll share the podcast episode that I think might help, or sometimes I'll message them privately. Somebody asked a question the other day, and I was like, I don't want this to come across as, now I'm saying I don't care, but I didn't want it to seem, I didn't, it needed more context.
Mhm.
So I private messaged the person, was like, here's what I would do, but I wouldn't put that publicly because I don't want to be responsible for people that just follow stuff. You
Right.
know what I mean? So yeah, great leaders don't live in that sort of explaining stuff endlessly. So if you're somebody that has to explain everything online on social media, that's just, stop doing that. It's
Right.
weird. We don't need all these explanations. We don't need an economics 101 breakdown because you raised your prices $2. We get it. We're all alive. We all
Yeah.
live
We
here.
live in today's world.
Yeah, I don't need you to tell me. It comes across as like desperate. Good leaders never chase approval, ever. I want people to like me. I do not need people to like me.
Mhm.
Those are two different things.
Very
So
different.
what are they going to do instead? Yeah, they're going to stay anchored. How do they do that? They focus on their foundations, right? We
Mhm.
always come back to that. My core
Yep.
principles decide my actions. My mission and my vision guide me. Period. They protect their energy. How would you do that? Staying off of reading the comments, dude.
Yep.
I don't have energy for it. What did you just say a couple seconds ago? Something about wasted energy. Anyways, let's move on.
It's like, I don't even remember.
Good owners choose their rooms. Surround yourself by people you want to be
Yes.
around.
People that lift you up, make you better.
Yeah. And then they just let their work speak for itself. I don't have to be like the face of Hello Hair. I don't care. I wanted to build a company with my wife. So we're building a company with my
Yeah.
wife. We've got a great team. And just go look at our reviews, I guess. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. That's what that guy used to say on was it Reading Rainbow back
Yes.
in the day? Don't take my word for it.
It's funny because I had a meeting yesterday. Actually, this sidebar, real quick. I do not like when people come in to solicit. If you do not book an appointment with us, I'm never doing business with you. Anyway, this distributor reached out like, hey, just wanted to see if you're interested, whatever. And I'm like, since you actually ask to make the appointment, I'll meet with you. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm happy to meet you. Anyway, she brought someone with her, and at the end, they're like, "Who owns this place anyway?" Now, I could have led from a place of like, "Well, I'm the owner. Let me do all this." And I was like, "Oh, my husband and I own it." And she was like, "Oh, that's cool, but we're not doing this to have this like owner title." And there are a lot of people that have like that's their business is just to be like, "I just wanted to say I was the owner." Like that is the wrong reason. Anyway, that was my sidebar.
Yeah, this industry created that with this is way off topic, but with the whole rental thing. Everyone's an owner.
Yeah,
Every single person owns a salon, which you don't. You rent a chair.
yeah,
You rent a chair from someone that rents a chair or rents a space rather. So
from someone else. Yeah,
you sublease furniture
yeah,
if you think about it. So are you technically a business? Yeah, of course you're a business because when you're classified as a business, the government can come in and take some of your money. That's why you're a business. But otherwise, you're not really building anything that you can. There's no value to it.
right. Sorry, I digressed there.
Yeah, you took us off track.
I did. My bad.
I don't know. Can we end there? What else do you want to talk about?
I think that's great. I think it's just really
I don't want to go down where
yeah,
I don't want to go too deep into it, and I just want to make people aware, I guess, that you're not alone and it's a normal thing. And if you want to separate yourself and be a good leader, you have to figure out
yeah.
how to process that energy. You have negative energy coming at you. How do you process it?
Yep.
For me, it's literally, excuse my language, but I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I do not let it get to me. And if you have an actual problem, pull up. We can talk about it.
Yep.
But if you're not willing to do that, if you're online anonymously attacking me, I don't care.
Right.
If I've never met you and you're talking trash about me, I don't care. There was someone that said something. They wanted to work for us. It didn't work out. And they said we were like a cult or something.
Mm-hmm. I had heard that one.
And I was like, we're a cult. I've never even met you. You've never even been here.
You know nothing about us.
You wanted to work here, but now you're calling us a cult. It doesn't even make sense. You're just angry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been one of the staff that filled me in about it
Right.
then. If you hadn't filled me in, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was them. I always say, and I coach the staff this, feel what you need to feel. And then what's the solution? Let's get you out of that hole as quick as possible. Process it, move on. And how do we change that focus with your mindset?
Yeah, and not all thoughts deserve a seat at your table.
Yes. So true.
So, like I said, it again, I come from a different mindset. I don't know how I got this way, but I don't care what you say. Your words I don't find value in them at all. I don't care. I wish you success. I wish you luck. I have no animosity. I have no hard feelings toward you. There's just a whole lot of nothingness because
we have so many other things to focus our energy on.
Yeah, I choose to put my business or my energy into my business and my family. Those are the two things that, in my relationship with my wife, but I would count that as family.
Yes. And that's where that's why we can not have to worry about that. I'm not looking behind us. We're always looking ahead. What's next?
Obviously, there's layers to that too. Like when I say my business, like I care about what our team is up to.
Yep, of course.
I find their lives interesting. I like to sit down and connect with them and catch up and laugh. And if I can help them through frustrating situations because I'm older than all of them. So odds are I've gone through something similar or I have some sort of insight. That's where I choose to put my energy. I would encourage you to do the same thing. And if you can't, I guess you're going to have to process it with somebody. You're going to have somebody that can help you.
Yeah.
Find somebody to talk to. Definitely do not let it affect your mental health.
No.
If you feel depressed or you feel anxious or you're starting to question if you're doing the right things because some people on the other side of the street said something about you, get help, get help, get help. Because you deserve to be doing things that make you happy. Don't stop doing things that make you happy because someone else doesn't understand them or it threatens them. Don't ever stop that. Don't stop believing. I hate to make light of it like that, but I have to. It's the Gen X in me. All right. That's it?
That's it.
All right, cool. Guys, if you're still listening, you know what would be cool? A review. I want some positive words. How about that? If not, leave us a negative review. That's cool too. I'll respond to the negative reviews. Personally, leave your address too. All right. All jokes aside, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.